Condos in Calgary have set a new record for the second month in a row. Right here I have the benchmark price for condos in Calgary and for the entire city. You can see that last month we actually set the record by $100, outpacing October 2014, the last time that we saw such a crazy increase in price in the condo market. Now, in June 2023, we have actually surpassed $300,000 for the benchmark price for condos in Calgary, setting a new record for the city. Never have we seen the benchmark price reach over $300,000. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. If you're looking at getting into the market, it is very important to set up a game plan well in advance. The condo market is one of the hottest markets in Calgary right now. So go ahead, book a Zoom call. The link is in the description. So let's start this off with the Calgary Real Estate Port's written description of what's going on with apartments here in Calgary. Sales in June reached 857 units, 48% higher than last year's level, which is crazy to see. As prices are continuing to increase in all property types, affordable product in Calgary is definitely in demand. And apartments are some of the most affordable product in Calgary. So it makes total sense to me why we're seeing such a massive increase in sales. Year-to-date sales rose by 11% from last year, which is pretty wild to say the least. So 48% increase from June of last year, 11% year-to-date compared to last year. Inventory levels reached 1,100 units, the lowest level for the month reported since June 2013. So with the amount of demand in Calgary, there is more listings coming to the market, which is great to see, but it's just not enough to offset that demand, which is causing price increases. There is 6 consecutive months where prices rose in Calgary. Now, this chart here, I was actually really excited to report on last year. When I was reporting in June, July, August, September, all through last year, I was praising condos because condos really held their ground with the price point. The inventory fell, but the sales stayed relatively flat. This chart here, you can see that. And the prices definitely stayed relatively flat, some of the flattest in all property sectors. Now, in February, March, April, you can see that the sales continued to increase. The inventory increased, but the gap actually got smaller between the inventory and the sales. May and June of this year, you can see just how tight the inventory to sales are, which is continuing to put upwards pressure on prices for condos apartments, now reaching $300,000. So let's start to break this down. So first step here is to look at the year-to-date sales for condos in Calgary. You can see that we are well above the 10-year average. Last time we saw this type of sales was in June 2014 with 1,200 year-to-date. Now we're above 1,600 sales. So there is a lot of demand for affordable product here in Calgary, which I believe is going to continue on throughout the whole year. When we start to look at the new listing side of things, new listings have increased as well, which is really good to see. Condos in Calgary have struggled for years. We've had an inventory issue. Not a lot of people wanted to buy condos here in Calgary. There was a lot of vacancies, especially in our commercial division. So seeing the new listings above everything else in the last 10 years is really good to see. But again, it's just not enough to offset the amount of sales coming in and the amount of demand in Calgary. This chart here real quick is the inventory, or the amount of homes left over at the end of the month. This is total inventory, so this is all property types morphed into one. And in June 2023, we've set a new record. You can see just how little there is of options in Calgary. You can see that we're just over 3,000 homes to select from. In 2020, 21, 22, we were above 500 or 5,000 homes at the end of the month. Now we're at 3,000. And again, this is all property types, so this isn't really exactly for the apartments, but this just really goes to show over the last, 12, 13 years, there are simply not enough homes to select from. But our net migration and the amount of people moving here and the amount of people wanting to buy Calgary real estate is at the peak. So not enough inventory, too many sales. I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. Now this chart here is going to be how we start to relate this to your personal situation. This is the microeconomic outlook for each individual quadrant for condos in Calgary. We'll start with the sales. These are the new listings, and this is the sales to new listing ratio for the month of June in 2023. This is the inventory, or the amount of homes left over at the end of the month. You can see that City Center has over 641 units left over at the end of the month, whereas East only has 24. Very large difference there. This is the months of supply. So this is an indicator to see how fast the market would move if no new buyers came to the market, no new listings came to the market. It would only take 1.3 months, just under a month and a half. This is the benchmark price for each individual quadrant. Now, before I start getting too deep into the percentages, This is the benchmark attributes for condos in Calgary. So when you see benchmark price, this is what you would get in the respected quadrant. So it's a 2-bed, 2 full bath, 905 square foot, 1 parking stall, natural gas baseboard, 2005 built. So these attributes here are what indicate these benchmarks here. So in city center, it would be about 328. And if you look at Calgary East, it's about 203. So you can see that there's quite a large difference there. This is the year over year percentages, how they've increased. And this is the month over month. Now the month over month average is $4,600 increase in the last month. And you can see some of the individual quadrants here. Now, I do not foresee this slowing down anytime soon based off of the stats that we've looked at here. And when you look at this chart here, you can look back at the past 5-6 years and you can see just how much we've increased just in the last year and a half. Condos in Calgary are finally taking off after many, many, many years of stagnation since 2014. So again, for my buyers, sellers, and investors out there, it's very, very, very important to set up a game plan well in advance. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for this high quality insight. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out, book a call, send me a text, shoot an email. But I'll see you on the next one. Peace.